Welcome to Conversations in Medicine. I'm Dr. Allan Perel. This program brings cutting-edge medical topics to the Staten Island and tri-state community. We're going to have an interesting topic tonight. We're going to talk about healthcare and the beauty salon, the beauty studio. Things that are a little bit foreign to me, but I have some wonderful experts who are going to help me about this. So we're going to talk about what goes on in a beauty salon, cleanliness, be able to feel comfortable and safe with regard to health issues. And as I said, I have three wonderful guests, and I'd like to introduce them. This is Jaclyn Velez. She's a colorist and stylist at a very popular hair salon on Staten Island. Michael Mortensen, who's also a stylist and works at a very popular hair salon on Staten Island. And Patti Frizalone, did I say it right?
Yes. Yes.
Who's a makeup artist and stylist at the same salon.
Yes.
It's a pleasure, and thank you all for coming in.
Thank you.
Michael, I'm going to start with you. Tell us a little bit about working in a hair studio and what issues that would be relevant for us from a health point of view.
Well, like anything, when somebody new comes into the hair salon, everybody's always a little shy. First time being there, we'd like to welcome them all with open arms, make them feel at home. And then like anything else, we give a full consultation while they're in our chair. We definitely look at their hair. We look at their skin, what goes best with them. And if there's anything that we see, even like sometimes beauty marks in the hair, if they may have a little rash, we definitely take into precaution what they should, if they should see a doctor, and if we can make them feel the best that they can.
And that's marvelous. I mean, feeling the best that you can makes people healthy.
Absolutely.
And I know now we're going to go into some specifics, and we're going to talk about it. And Jackie, I'll ask you, tell us a little bit about what training it takes to become someone who works in a studio or salon with regard to being the beautician, the hairstylist, the colorist, things that you guys have educated me over the last few minutes.
Yes, yes.
So tell me, what kind of training, what kind of skills
Well,
do you
first
need?
you have to do 1,000 hours at a school. And it could take anywhere from 9 months to a year, depending about your time. And then you have to take 2 tests, a written test, and then you bring a mannequin and you do all sorts of finger waves, curling, highlights, everything on this test. And then from there on out, you get to work at a salon, become an assistant. You have to do the dirty work.
Pretty much you get all the, it's on the job training. It really is. Like when you go to school, they teach you what you need to know for your exam, for the written exam and for practical, but you don't really use that in a salon. And then once you go into the salon, you become an assistant. Usually you work as an assistant for maybe 2 years as an apprenticeship, and then you go on to hairdressing. And in doing that, you also go to classes. You go to color classes, you'll go to hair cutting classes, you go to shows, just to keep yourself, alive
up
in
in
the
times.
business.
No, but keep up to
the
Right.
times,
We do
yeah.
training in medicine.
Right.
We take courses
Right.
and lectures and things change over
Definitely,
time.
that's one thing
absolutely.
we absolutely do in our
Absolutely.
salon. We
I'm
do a
30
lot of,
years in the business. I was in
Right.
a class yesterday for 4 hours.
Wow.
And you always learn something new.
So
And
tell
they
us,
always-
why'd you go into this field? So we'll start with Jack.
Okay. So my father actually was a hairdresser, and just seeing him actually always do my mom's hair, doing my hair, seeing people coming in the house feeling good, I just became interested, and I loved how everybody left smiling, happy. You change somebody's life. When somebody comes into your salon or wherever you work, they're a little down. They want to change. They want to feel good, and seeing them smile leaving makes you feel good. Like you helped them. They walk
Absolutely.
out confident.
How about you, Patti?
Oh, I was very young. I had to be 10, 12, and I used to always want to do everybody's hair, and it was absolutely a passion of mine that I knew from a very young girl that this is what I was going to do. I'm in this business 40 years now, and I still love it. I love it. I love to make people happy. I like to make people smile. I love everybody I work with. We work with a staff of very talented and very nice people, and it could be a very, very nice career.
So let's get into, so we talked about the training, and I think many of us would not have known that it took 1,000 hours,
1,000 hours.
2 years of an assistance or apprenticeship, because we want to protect the public. I mean, there's a
Absolutely.
reason, not because you're not going to do a good job, but we want to make sure everything
Right.
is safe. So tell us about the kind of products that you use. And when I walk in and I see a family member at a hair studio, the smells. Some of them smell good, sometimes not so good, as you can imagine. And the idea is, do any of these things dangerous for people? You know, using things to change colors of hair. And I'm really talking from someone who's very naive, doesn't have much hair to talk about, but basically trying to get a feel for the people who are out there, who we have a wonderful audience, people from all over Staten Island, the whole New York City area, and people always have these questions. Like, what are they putting in?
So
Tell
as
us,
far
Patty.
as like the smells and stuff, you know, again, I've been in it a long time. They've come a long way with a lot of different products. The thing that really hasn't lost its potency with smells is the perm solution. That is pretty overpowering in a salon, and sometimes a lot of people come in and they'll say, oh, what does that smell? It's almost like rotten eggs.
With
But
that,
a
the
lot of the products
hairspray.
now, they've really come a long way, and you don't get that powerful, you know, potency in a lot of the products. Some still, you know, but for the most part,
Yeah, but definitely now salon, we definitely have the ventilation.
Yeah,
Right.
we have
Like,
very well ventilation
Yeah, we make
that
sure.
we put in to take out any of that air. And if there is, nowadays, there's so many people with allergies
Right.
and with so many conditions. I mean, I'm just so very happy. Even people say if there's a scent in the air, that they can be affected. And I'm so happy that we haven't had anything like that in
Right.
the salon. Like I said, we are very well ventilated. Even with, there's a product called the Brazilian Blowout now that when they first came out, there was formaldehyde in it. I think that might have lasted maybe 6-7 months before they
And then
reformulated.
they perfected
And
it.
even if you
They
do
even
have,
give you glasses.
yeah, they give you glasses
They
to
give you
put on
goggles.
A
while
mask if you
a
need.
mask if you need it. So they have come a long way with all of this.
And also too, like if a new client comes into the salon and they want to, you know, do a color, highlights or whatever, there is a test that we do. We strand test them for allergies, whether on their scalp or on their skin. And if they are allergic, they're gonna right away, like within the first 5 minutes, come up with like a rash or something, and then we take it from there.
So many of you have worked at different places over the years, and you said you've been doing
Actually, Michael and I have been together for 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah, 30 years.
I
Wow,
actually,
amazing.
I
Yeah.
started out as her assistant.
Oh,
Yeah.
how interesting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you pick a place? Well, not to mention names, how do you pick a place to go to?
I think it's the staff. That
I think it might be the staff, and you know what, Dr. Perel, us as a salon, like I said, you have so many different personalities, but again, so happy that all of us are like a family.
Yeah.
We're with our family. We're with our staff
more.
But you
much
wanna
more
know-
than
But when
than
you
our
walk
family.
into
More
that
than
salon,
that,
you feel
it's-
it.
Yeah, when
You
come
feel
into
it.
our salon, and I'm not just bragging, but I'm speaking truth because clients have said this to me so many times. I feel so comfortable when I walk in here. It's like I don't feel like I have to come in all dressed up or come a certain way. It's just a really comfortable
So
place.
people have
but
to be
we're
comfortable.
but we're
Yes.
very, very, very professional.
So we're going to move on a little bit to more of the substance of things that doctors talk about. So the products you talked about, we talked about for the hair. You guys do, and I'm sure many other studios do, makeup and,
Yes.
and facials and creams and things like that. I don't know which of the three of you do most of that work, but tell us a little bit about it. How do you make sure that someone who's not allergic to it, and you mentioned the testing, or how do we figure out what to do?
So honestly, it's all about connecting with the client. You know, when I get somebody new, I ask them all of that. Do you have any allergies? Are you allergic to anything? And also, a lot of times people want to come in with their own products. We don't sell makeup in the salon, so it's kind of our own personal preference, what we like to keep in our kit. But it's absolutely so important to know your client and what
Cleanliness.
and cleanliness and everything after every application. Everybody gets their own sponge, their own brushes. Everything is cleaned afterwards, like after every application. That's so important.
Absolutely.
So Michael, you as the person who runs the place, the most responsible person in the place, I'll say, tell me, how do you clean the equipment? What do you do at the end of the day or between, I say patients, between clients,
Right.
to make sure that
Well,
the next person is not going to
We have a holder that everybody has in their station with a product by Ultronics. It's UltraCare disinfectant. It kills HIV-1. It kills, I want to say Hep C, Hep B, and automatically after every client, the combs, even your scissors, you could dip in there. And then at the end of the day, everybody cleans their brushes in between each client. And as well as even my nail techs and my esthetician, they use the, I want to say it's the Autoclave? Autoclave, yes, which they put their products in there to disinfect that. Almost even like a dentist's office. Like my manicurist, she will clean every tool in between every one of her clients and come out with almost like when you get a cleaning at the dentist office. She puts them in the paper bag, takes them out, and shows you that it's clean.
Tell us about nails. I forgot about nails and toes. Tell us a little bit about.
You know what? Not that any of us, because we're not a manicurist or do pedicures, but we all love getting them done.
Absolutely.
And you know, in the past years, you definitely know if a place is clean, not clean, if they're practicing hygiene. It's just, and like I said, my girls, they know what everybody likes. They know what we like.
And what to do.
And what to do.
You guys we were talking before, and we were talking about how being happy, looking good, makes people feel good. And there's a lot of science behind that. People who are depressed or less depressed when they look good, when they go to a hair studio, a beauty salon, whatever word we use. Have you ever dealt with people with medical conditions, where you've helped people who've had cancer, people who've had hair
Absolutely.
issues? Tell us a little bit about it, Patti.
So, you know, when you're connected with this client and then they come in and tell you that they have breast cancer or whatever, and they have to get rid of all their hair, and it's very emotional on both parts, even for us, because I've had clients where I had to like buzz all their hair because their hair was coming out, and it's emotional for me too. But at the end of the day, we offer them wigs. We have a collection of wigs that we get for them, and then we fit them with that, and we, you know,
Hair extensions
they walk out and they feel really good about themselves, you know, because especially for a woman to lose your hair, it's not easy.
So Jackie, tell me, you tell any specific stories, any people, any clients that you've had
I've had
that you think people would like to hear about?
I've had a woman actually with alopecia, which, like you said, with someone with women, when you're losing your hair, you don't know what to do. You try to cover it a certain way.
So it's not even related to cancer. There's just a condition called alopecia where people lose their hair.
Exactly. And we offer hair extensions. So we do a tape-on extension. You wouldn't even know anybody had this. And you walk out a different person, confident, thicker hair, and you think there's nothing you can do. But there's always an option.
Today.
You can always help.
Yes,
Absolutely.
there is a lot of options. Me even being a cancer survivor, putting myself in their shoes, you just want to help them and you want to make them feel as best that they could. Whether if they do have to wear a wig, you know what, you come in, we'll fix your wig, we'll put makeup, make you look as beautiful as you want to feel. Because in the end, you're going to look great, you're going to feel great, and that's the entire salon's goal, is to having you walk out feeling the best that you can.
It's that experience, of course, when you
yes,
come home
yes.
and everyone's a
Leaving
smile.
confident.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit, when you run a business of any kind, how do you take care of the people who work with you? And I'll give you my example. I'll talk about it. As a neurologist, I see people who work in your field, who are hairdressers, who stand on their feet a lot, and their back hurts them, and their legs hurt them, and their neck hurts them. And they come in sometimes with something called carpal tunnel syndrome, with numbness in their hands from all the things they do. We'll get to maybe a little bit later what do you do if someone comes in with a cold, but what do you do in your place, and what do you do as people who work in the field to try to protect yourself from these things?
I have a lot of issues with back and knees and numbness, and so, physical therapy. Try and stay active. I've seen doctors. I've had some.
How do we prevent it? I'm the one who
preventing
takes care of that stuff.
I don't know.
We
How do
also
you
have the mats on the floor for us to stand on, so it's not such a hard surface.
Right.
And
Right.
comfortable
You need-
shoes. You need a little bit of
Right.
a
You
wedge,
can't
something that's
go to work in
comfortable.
high heels.
Do you try to take a break between clients if you
When
can?
you can,
When you
when you
can.
You
can.
do, but sometimes it's,
Can't-
it's,
It's so
very
crazy.
hard, like yourself. I stand behind my chair 12 hours a day, and as much as this hurts, that hurts.
But you got to
you
stay
do-
moving.
Yes, you
You
keep
gotta keep
moving.
You got to
moving.
move.
You
Are there
gotta-
different kind of scissors and devices to help your hands to prevent some of these things?
Not so much
No.
now, not so much
No.
scissors,
No.
but they
No.
with braces
There's-
and
right.
and like you said, physical therapy.
Physical therapy, there's hand things that you could do.
Like
you
a
know,
stress ball. Like
uh,
those stress balls.
Right.
And it's interesting because one of the hardest places to actually talk, and nobody knows this, is the hospital. The floors in the hospital are the hardest institutional kind of floors. And everyone's back hurts them even
See?
walking around doing rounds that we do
Yeah.
every day. So it's not just being in a beauty salon,
Right,
everyone.
and even
Yeah.
like some of the younger girls now today, the stylists, when they get on the floor, they're happy they're on the floor. They want to come. All right, don't come in 6-inch heels because
Yes.
you're going to break your back, your leg. At
That's
the end
only
of the
gonna
day,
last
you're
a
going to be in a
little
lot of
while.
pain.
Right.
I can't help you with
Yeah.
that, but
Yeah.
wear comfortable shoes.
So tell us about, now what about someone who comes in who's sick? I mean, you're dealing with the public. And, I have people in my office wear masks. What happens if someone actually has a bad cold and they need to continue to work? And I know all of New York State's laws that you and I, are both bound by, where people get certain number of sick days paid for, which is very humane and thank
Yes,
God
yes.
happening. What do you do if someone comes in sick to your
If
salon?
they are that sick and they're contagious, there's nothing else to do because we do work with the public. We work over the public.
Yeah.
And then you have to, God forbid, somebody else that
Unfortunately,
comes
yes, if you're
in.
choking and you're sneezing and you're coughing, and unfortunately, you do have to get sent home, sent to
Yeah.
the doctor.
Yeah.
So then I'll ask you even a harder question. What do you do if one of your clients comes in
Oh, and they
looks the
do.
same way?
You know
And-
what?
And I'll tell you a story before you even tell me.
Yeah.
Sometimes as a neurologist, when a patient comes into me and they're really sick, I say, you need to go to the other kind of doctor.
Yeah.
Because sneezing and coughing, and,
Right.
we have to get the rooms together because I have, as a neurologist, some very sick patients. People with multiple sclerosis, Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, who are frail, and I'm so afraid that they're going to get sick from
Exactly.
somebody else. So we're
Yep.
spraying and we're cleaning and we're doing this all
Well,
the time.
and that's it.
And I'm
You-
sure you guys are too.
Us too,
Yes.
constantly with disinfecting. But if a client comes in and like I said, if they're that sick as well, we can't work. We want to work on you. We want you to leave feeling great. But like I said, if you think you're contagious with something, I
But a
don't
lot of
even-
them do come in.
Yes, I don't
And
even know
you
why you
and-
would come in.
And at the end of the day, you have to just make sure that the area that they were in, you have to clean that
We
down.
can offer a mask as well,
Sterilize it,
though.
whatever they were wearing, because everybody gets draped, and their cape, it has to go right in the wash. You can't then put that on somebody else because now we're spreading germs. So wherever they are has to be disinfected.
And I think you said it best before. It's the relationship that you have with your client.
Right,
Yes.
right.
If you're close
Because
with them, you
it's
could see.
true.
you can
Because
see
I've
them.
had
Yep.
clients that I've said to them, "You're this sick. You need your hair done that bad. Really? Come on. You couldn't wait till
I
next
said,
week."
I don't want to get sick.
Right.
Exactly.
Even like down to the fact you're saying if somebody comes in sick, we've had even maybe first-time clients bring in their children that they know that this child has lice,
Right.
and they bring them in to maybe that we can fix it.
I have a story about lice.
Please tell us.
It was many years ago, and this woman came in, and she wanted me to give her daughter a perm, and I saw that the hair was not going to be able to withstand this, and I said, and I tested her hair, and I showed her what happened to the hair, and she said, "I don't care. I want my daughter to have a perm." I said, "But your daughter's hair's going to break." Long story short, I made her sign a consent sheet that I was not responsible because I clearly told her what could happen. And I went in to do the hair, I sectioned the hair, and there was lice.
Oh my.
And I said, "I'm really sorry." I had already cut her hair. And I said, "You have to leave." I said, "I didn't even charge her. You have to go, and you have to go see a doctor. You have to take care of this." She thought the perm solution was going to take care of it.
So
Sad.
they
So-
came
Yeah.
in knowing.
And I remember disinfected and going
Yeah,
crazy.
at that point, then you
they
definitely you
know.
Clorox
Right.
everything
You
down.
have
you,
to- yeah.
You have to clean even the area. The
Everything.
Oh,
sink.
everybody.
Everything.
It
Everything.
becomes a little bit of a
Because
situation.
they hop fast.
But
Sure. Jackie, tell me a little bit, some of the things, doing some research for this tonight. And it's hard to do research other than talking to my family and reading about some things. Tell me some things that we have a wonderful audience out there. A lot of people on Staten Island who I'm sure when they see you and Patti and Michael, they're going to say, I know them. So what kind of things that they should know about, whether they go to your studio or go someplace else? You talked about getting a feel for the people who work there, the cleanliness of the place. Tell us a little bit, when places, what always hits me is when places do a lot of things, I always get concerned. When they do nails, hair, skin, facial, anything you could ever think of. You can't do everything right. I mean,
not
so you
right.
tell us,
Yes.
Michael.
Not so much as a stylist. I'm going to say that you cannot jump into saying, well, today I'm a stylist, tomorrow I'm a manicurist.
Right.
On Thursday, I'll be an esthetician.
Right.
To me, that's just crazy.
You can do all that if you have a facility large enough to, hold all the different stylists, estheticians,
Massage
manicurists,
therapists.
and that's like this. Our salon is full service. We do everything, but it's very large, and we have
You have different people doing
Specific
it.
people.
we have
doing,
private
yes.
rooms
Absolutely.
doing. We even do massage therapy. I mean,
Eyelash
we do everything.
extensions.
Okay,
We
so
do
we're
microblading.
we have to go slow because guys, I can't keep up. Now, tell me about these eyelash extensions. And
They're fabulous.
They're good. I see a lot of the
Fabulous.
people on TV have them.
Yes.
Now tell me, are they dangerous?
No,
You're sticking something in
well,
someone's eye.
if-
Tell me about
if
Well,
it.
your
it's
eyes are
not-
closed.
Okay.
If it's done the right way with the right person, has the right training, you will be okay.
Right.
And you have to clean them as well. Just like our hair, you have to clean your eyelashes. There's something called eyelash lice as well.
Right.
But they're individually onto your eyelash, and you wake up with these beautiful eyelashes every day.
Okay.
They're fabulous.
Tell us about eyebrows, because you told me about that before, and I know a lot of people
Yes.
who go for these. And what was the term? When do they get them?
Microblading.
Microblading.
Yes.
Tell me about
We
it.
have an esthetician at our salon that does the microblading, and it's a semi-permanent tattoo, and she's actually forming hairs.
Right.
Uh-huh.
But it
With
doesn't
the
go as deep
strokes.
as a tattoo.
Not as deep. You have to
Right.
do it the first time, and then 4 weeks later, you get a touch-up. And it lasts for anywhere from a year or two.
And the training for that is what?
The training is probably, I want to say, it's about a 2-month training course before you get certified into it.
Yeah, because you have all the different colorings, and
Right.
she has done someone actually with alopecia as well, who she had to actually make an eyebrow for her.
Right. Also cancer patients. She's
Yeah.
done plenty of those too.
And when they do other things to your eyebrows, is it?
Well, they have threading,
Threading.
they have
What is
waxing.
threading? Tell us what threading is.
Threading,
My kids are going to laugh at me.
yeah, threading, it's
You're gonna learn.
wild how they take thread, actual thread,
Yeah.
and they pull the
Weave through
hairs
your
out.
eyebrows.
They weave through
It's-
your eyebrows. They could do your face. They could do
Yeah.
your lip.
Is it safe?
It is very safe. It is very safe. You know what? It's probably even, I would say, a little safer than waxing,
I
because
agree.
like anything else, you can have a reaction to the wax.
It's too
And there's-
hot.
Yes, there's numerous people that can say that they've had reactions to waxing where the threading, I mean, it hurts a little more, but if you do have allergies and if you may get red, the threading is probably
Definitely.
the best thing for you.
Okay.
Agreed.
Great. So Patti, you tell me. It sounds like you and I are the senior people here.
I'm definitely the senior.
So you're going to help me. Tell our viewers, is there anything else that I'm missing? So when you look at a salon, a studio, what you're looking for cleanliness, you're looking for a relationship. Any other of the procedures, and we as doctors, I talk about procedures. Any other things that you guys do that we don't talk about?
I think that for us in our business, yes, it's you want to do a good job, but we're therapists without the degree. 75% of our business, because I've been to plenty of seminars, is your personality. And we have to make people feel comfortable. We have to make them want to come back. And they may not get the best haircut, but they want to come back in your chair.
So let me ask you a different kind of question. And again, not to talk about other studios or other salons. Do most people in the field, are they capable? Are they competent? You talked about the training that you've had, the 1,000 hours in the 2 years. But are they capable? Or do you go? Are there many places that you go to, or you've seen, or you drive by, or you've heard about, that really the quality is not up to par with regard to
Well,
both aesthetically and
Right.
and health wise?
Well, you know what? Just because even like with the 1,000-hour training, when you come out of school, that is not going to make you a superstar.
Mhm.
It takes time, and if you have it, you have it.
Right.
You know,
Some
there's
people
there's
go to
certain
school and
there's certain people that may go to school and they want to become a stylist, but they don't have it
they
in
don't
them.
have it.
There's an artistic component to it.
Absolutely.
And some people
100%.
think it's like
Absolutely.
almost easy. And once they're behind that chair, it is not very easy to deal with the client. And like you said, make that connection.
Right,
And
you have to
a-
have- you
yeah,
have to have
that
personality. You
personality.
have to
I
make a
want to make
connection.
people happy and have that.
Right.
You
Little
know,
bubbly.
you even have the internet nowadays that show you how to color your own hair and this.
Which is
And
that's
sometimes-
when you run into
right.
problems.
And
because
sometimes
if
that
it's
can
not
make
done
people at home
professionally-
think that
Yes.
they're top stylists.
Right. Right.
So it's hard to do it yourself.
Absolutely.
Very
And-
difficult.
And clearly, and it's funny. That's the one thing that I think we do have in common, very much so, is that you're one-on-one with a person. And someone comes
Yes.
into my office, someone goes into your salon and sees you. Basically, you have to convey to them that you're confident in what you're doing, and that they're confident in what
Right.
you're
And
doing.
as a doctor, you
feel
have
that.
to make that connection.
They can feel that.
Yeah.
If you're not confident, they'll be like,
Right.
uh-oh, what's going on?
Because so many of
You
the
know?
physicians and medical students that I take care of, I train medical students and residents from all over the world. The idea that they think it's a technical skill, it's not. There's a tremendous art to medicine. There's a science, of course.
Yes.
Same way it sounds like with you. There's an art, of course, in doing this well, but also the
There's
personality
a science
and the science too.
science with color,
color,
and
absolutely.
color applications. Absolutely science.
Tell me about peroxide and bleach. Everybody asks me about those two things. Do you use a lot of it?
We do use a lot of it in hair color. There is a lot of peroxide. There's
Okay.
different volumes of peroxide to give you the different
Okay.
levels of color. Bleach, which we like to call lightener,
Uh-huh.
Right.
is something to lighten the hair to give.
But it's clearly not Clorox strength.
No. There's many different. There's many different hair lighteners now that also offer. They have a complex in it that gives the hair bonds it, makes it stronger, to where it's not
Keeps
as
the
harsh
hair
it was years ago.
healthy. Keeps it healthy.
So
keeps
all the
it
science has
strong.
come out in the basic sciences to make these things healthy products.
You know,
Absolutely.
it's
And
like
we
anything.
We also have a plant-based color for, let's say, the client who may be going through chemo, or the client who may be a little more
Allergies.
allergic. So it's a plant-based ammonia-free color, gentle on the hair, but still going to give them the color that they're looking for.
Guys, this was the quickest half hour that we've ever had on the show.
Uh,
I want to thank you all three for being here, Patti, Michael, and Jackie.
Thank you.
You guys do a tremendous amount to help people. I think about my patients when they come into me and they look good and everybody says you look great and your hair looks good, whether it's my mom, whether it's my wife, whether it's my kids. It really makes them happy. Very few times in my day do people say, wow, I'm happy that I just left
Right.
the doctor's office. So thank you for everything that you do, and have a safe trip to the beauty salon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.